Let us see the next question. Messrs. V Steel Limited is planning for diversification project in automobile sector. So there is a company called V Steel and it is going to enter into a new line of the business, automobile sector. Its current equity beta is 1.20. Mostly it will not be useful. Whereas automobile sector has 1.6 and this is useful. Gearing stands for introduction of the debt financing in the capital structure of automobile is 30% debt and 70% equity. It means that say we have not been provided with a single proxy firm information. We have been provided with the proxy firm information of all the companies taken together that are doing business in that line of the business. Return on the market portfolio is 25%. Risk-free rate of return is 10%. Income tax rate is only 30%. And corporate debt is assumed to be risk-free. This information is not required to be given because this is assumed otherwise. Compute a suitable discounting rate means cost of capital under the following three situations. The project is financed by equity only. The project is financed by 30% debt and 70% equity. The project is financed by 40% debt and 60% equity. I request all of you to do answer for the first part of the question and put your answer in the chat box. So let us start calculating the answer. Step number 1, calculation of beta of unlevered equity. In that, beta of levered equity divided by 1 plus debt into 1 minus t divided by equity. We have been provided with our own beta information that is of no use. Beta of levered equity for automobile sector is more important, that is 1.60. So 1 plus debt financing is 0.30. Income tax rate is provided to us as 30% once again. And so the proportion of the equity is 0.70. So what will happen, dear students? 1 minus 0.3 is 0.7. So 0.7 into 0.3, 0.21 divided by 0.7 is 0.3 once again. So 1.60 divided by 1.30. 1.6 upon 1.3. So 1.2308. This is the way we make the computation of the beta of unlevered equity. Step number 2. I am doing the first part of the question. In the first part of the question says that we are going to have the project financing by equity only. So weight of equity is 1 and weight of debt financing is 0. Step number 2. Calculation of beta of levered equity. We understand that this step is not required. Why? Because in the first capital structure, we have decided that we will not raise debt financing. Step number 3. Calculation of weighted average cost of capital. In that working note 1, calculation of cost of equity. It is RF plus beta into RM minus RF. Dear students, the risk-free rate of return is provided to us an example as 10%. Beta is 1.2308. Return on the market portfolio is given to us as 25% minus 10%. So 10 plus 1.2308 into 15. So 10 plus 1.2308, sorry, 10 plus 1.2308 into 15, that is 18.46. That comes to 28.46. This is the way cost of equity is calculated. Working note number 2, calculation of KD. As such, in this, like first working, it is not required. Why? Because we are going to have only and only equity financing. So calculation of WACC, in that we understand it is 28.46. Why? The reason behind that is very simple, because there is only one source of finance, equity. So whatever is the cost of equity itself is the weighted average cost of capital, 28.46%.